Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I have the Avengers Beyond Earth's Mightiest 2-pack Thor versus Marvel's Destroyer. I was going to pass on this figure, but then I saw a review on this Destroyer and I was like, God dang it, that figure looks really cool. So I had to pick it up. I had to buy it. You know how that is. I was going to pass on it because this Thor I really don't need. I already have two versions that are basically identical to this exact same Thor, and I don't need another one that looks exactly like this. Of course, it has a different head sculpt, and I actually like that head sculpt, but everything else, it's another version of, we had the Ragnarok Thor, we had the 60th anniversary Thor. This is number 3 of that Thor. We've had this Thor before. We need a new version of Thor. We had the one that was like in that black attire that looked amazing. That was a great Thor. We don't need more of this Thor, especially since it's such an old sculpt. It has the pins, it has the awkward articulation. I don't love this style of Thor, and I think we need a new one. But he comes with that guy. For some reason, Marvel Legends are putting all their good figures in 2-packs now, and I don't like that. I want single releases of these guys. Why can't we get just deluxe figures again? Why do they have to be in 2-packs that cost way too much? Like this was $50, that's $25 a figure, which I think is a great value for these two. But I'd rather pay $30 for him than $50 for 2 figures, one of which I don't need. I just don't like it. I don't know, it feels like lately they've been doing way too many multi-packs and 2-packs and hiding all their great figures there. Like we had the Spider-Man 5-pack, the Black Suit Spider-Man 5-pack with all those villains, none of which I gave any shits about except for Black Suit Spider-Man. So I had to pay, what, $80 to get one figure that I liked and the rest were just going to be fodder for my collection? I didn't like that. I wanted that Black Suit Spider-Man. That's it. I need a Black Suit Spider-Man. And that's like Ultimate Spider-Man, which means more to me. So, I don't know. I appreciate getting these figures. I just wish they were delivered in a more substantial way. But with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about this figure 2-pack box set. Starting with the front of the box, you have this nice image here of the 2 figures. Of course, his head's being cut off because he is so big and this box is so huge. But it showcases what you might get in the box if this is what is in the box. Obviously, that has become an issue as of late. But it is also an issue that is going to go away soon. You have the nice logo down here, Beyond Earth's Mightiest. I have a speech impediment, so don't judge me when I say Earth, because I struggle. You have your warnings, you have your Hasbro plastic-free packaging. I don't know about that. On the side of the box, you have a nice image of Thor and the Destroyer right there on the side. On the back of the box, you have the 2 figures right here and things they come with. You have alternate heads for Thor, alternate hands for the Destroyer. A nice little roster in the background. I never noticed that, but there you go. On this side of the box, you have the same 2 characters, but they're in artwork instead of figure form. Looks pretty good. I appreciate that. And then we're back to the front of the box, so we can go ahead and transition to the figure itself. Okay, so this is pretty much all you get. Of course, there's so much to go over. Before we get into this guy, let's actually move him out of the way because he is absolutely gigantic. I wanted to make a point here about the Thors and how often this mold has been reused. Obviously, this is a little bit more different. Of course, he's going to fall a little bit more different than this guy. There are unique aspects. This is the 60th anniversary Thor. The hammer is basically identical. This one has a little bit more shading on the hammer itself. But they're identical. I think this strap is a little bit... no, this is the exact same strap. They're a little different. Obviously, different head sculpt, different body type up here. But, let's see. Same arm, same cape, Same legs, except for the boots. This one has the dots here, but it has the T for Thor, T for Thor. This one doesn't have the dots here. It's similar, definitely. This one, you can tell it's painted here. And then we also have the Ragnarok Thor, which is the third, well, this is the third. That was the second use of this body. Obviously, they're not one-to-one. This Thor has the metallic hammer, the metallic face, and this one also came with this spinny hammer, which I do love. It is, the only thing I hate about this hammer is how heavy it is, because it's hard to put on the figure without making the figure fall over. Because these figures are also, the biggest issue I have with them is they're very hard to stand, because their legs are so weak, I guess. That one's the weakest one, those legs, but if I put the hammer on this guy, like so, like, do it like this, come on, like there, and I try and have him hold it, he falls over every time, no matter what position I put it in. I have to kind of put it in like a lame position, kind of close to his body. It doesn't look quite right. If I try and like make him hold it or anything, he just tilts over like that. I don't love it. I love this effect, but it doesn't execute well. But yes, I am just tired of this mold. He is so hard to stand. The legs are like bowed. This one, on the other hand, this Thor right here, I don't know why I have so many Thor. He's not even my favorite character. Spider-Man is. I need more Spider-Man, not more Thor. This one is a beautiful figure. All of these are beautiful figures, don't get me wrong there. But this one, we need more unique Thors like this. More Thors that are doing different things with their outfits. I appreciate these classic Thors. I think these Thors look great. But he doesn't look like that now, and he hasn't looked like that in a while, and he has newer, fresher looks. Like this. This head sculpt, though, I have to mention, is my favorite out of all four of these guys. I love the beard. This one, on the other hand, I don't like as much. I think that looks a little silly. But that one with the beard, looks absolutely beautiful. This one, obviously, looks really good with the metal half of his face and everything like that. This one, it looks good for the comic. It like represents the comic very well. I just don't love it. And then that one, of course, is the regular old classic Thor. I just wanted to point that out, showcase all these Thors and why I am not the biggest fan of this guy, why I wasn't looking forward to picking it up for him alone. Of course, I wanted the Destroyer, and then while we're at it, here's the nice Loki, his brother, to go along with it, to kind of pose alongside him, have him in a nice evil, conniving little pose. He's about to go stab someone, and his brother's just standing alongside him. But yeah, I wanted to showcase that before I got too far into this, because there is so much to talk about. We can go ahead and bring Destroyer back on in here. Oh, he's so big and heavy, and there we go. He doesn't even fit in the frame. So, I guess since we talked about Thor, we can continue talking about him, going over his appearance. So you'll have to stand to the side a little bit longer, Destroyer. Yes, I already mentioned this head sculpt. I do like it. I like Thor with a beard. I think he looks significantly better than he does without the beard. He just rocks the beard very well. You can tell this is an older sculpt because it uses older pieces. You can also tell this is just painted on. It's not sculpted in skin tone. It is sculpted, well, not sculpted. It is molded in black paint and then painted the skin tones right there to simulate that feel. You can see under there. You can also see it kind of isn't the best paintwork, the best lines, I guess. So you can tell this is exactly the same sculpt as the other Thor bodies, just they did that to kind of represent this version of him in the comics. Like I mentioned, the boots are different. These are actually, this is like metal, and it feels kind of gross. It's similar to him, his texture. It feels kind of slimy, though. I don't love that. But you have the nice little shielded dots over here. The arms are, of course, they look good. I just don't love them. They're old. They're not the best. They're annoying to articulate with. The elbows look a little weird, but they look good. They're sculpted well. He has that nice hammer hand with the dent inside of it, which I don't love. The T, I think, is the best painted out of all three of them. You could see on the other Thors, the T's were kind of sloppy, but this guy is well done. The cape looks fine. I don't love these capes because of how bulky they are and how cumbersome they are. They're a little heavy, so sometimes they help tip over the figure. You can see the ankles are weak. You can see the legs are... It's the same issue where it's like kind of wobbly on the legs. So if you put any sort of weight on him, if you give him one of those bigger hammers, it causes him to do that motion, and then he'll fall over, which I don't love. I already mentioned this hammer, but of course it is the same hammer you get with those other two Thors. It's a nice looking hammer, don't get me wrong. I do appreciate this hammer. You can read that if you want, if it'll focus enough. It's just the regular Thor. He who shall be worthy shall carry the hammer, or possess the power of Thor, whatever. Good hammer. I like it. It's just I have another one, because all of those Thors I think came with 2 each, which is a lot. No, one of them did not. But I digress. I don't need any more. You also get this head sculpt here with the shielded eyes. It's fine. It's just, it looks a little goofy. It's a very 60s era, very 70s, 80s era where it looks a little goofy. I do like the wings on his helmet. Those wings are actually better. They have the paintwork here. They're armored right there. Why is it different? I don't know. That's cool though. I like that. Maybe... in the comics, these come down to form a shield over his eyes. I don't know. That would be dumb, but I wouldn't put it past him. And then you have an alternate hand. Just one. This fist hand to replace his open hand. Maybe he's calling down some lightning. And then you can replace it with this fist, which looks fine. Standard looking fist. Very veiny, very big and bulbous. So that is Thor. Looking good. I do like the look of this figure. It's just, like I mentioned, I have essentially this figure 3 times over, so I didn't need another one, but I am happy to have him in the collection. Don't fall over, please. There we go. And now we can talk about the big guy, Destroyer. Of course, there's not actually that much to go over here because it is just a big silvery piece of metal. But it does look pretty cool. You have this nice head sculpt at the top. I don't know if he's cut off. Kinda. He's so big, he's hard to fit in the frame. You have this nice flat spot here, the eyes right there looking pretty mean and nasty. Goes all the way down, nice texture work, you can feel it. You have the swirly girlies like you have on the Ultron, which I talked about in a couple of videos ago. I don't know when they're going to be uploaded specifically, but I recently unboxed the Ultron, a part of the Ant-Man wave, and it was similar, the way they executed the metal. I actually think this metal is executed a little bit better because you can kind of see some like wear and tear. This looks like older, more used metal. Obviously, this is like a more organic type of metal used for like an alien being. This isn't like metal you would find on Earth. So it would look a little bit different. It's comic books, you know. You can't just like say Earth words and have it apply to this. But yes, this is the Ultron. This one's obviously more shiny. This one's a little bit more of a darkened gray type of metal. But you can see same type of work went into it. Like, you can see the swirly girlies down there. You can kind of see it up in here a little bit, I guess. It's like a... I don't know how to describe it. It's like a translucent in a way, but it's not pearlescent in a way. Not translucent, but like... I don't know what they do to make it look like this. I don't know what the word is. It looks like you can see into it and then see some swirly girlies. Like, some paint swirls. I don't know what the word is. I don't know how to describe it, but this guy has it. There he goes. There goes Thor. And then you have the nice spikes going all the way down there. All very sharp, very stiff, which is surprising. Normally they would soften up spikes so kids don't kill themselves or whatever they like to do with toys. But it goes all the way down to the figure. You have the feet here. Nice details across the feet. Looking good, feeling good. Pinless all the way around. I don't see a single pin on this thing, which is interesting because you could probably hide it fairly well, I think. But it looks pretty good. What can I say? I am enjoying the look of this figure for sure. He is huge, though. He is gigantic. I also have the Hulk and Bruce Banner 2-pack. I am kind of curious how they stand next to each other, because that Hulk, there's no way that Hulk's this tall, right? He's got to be like maybe right around here. I have the red and green Hulk. That's the only Hulk I need. So I need a regular green Hulk, but I'm glad to have a gray Hulk. But he only stands to about this tall, maybe, on this guy. So right around there, probably as wide, if not wider. So I'm interested to see how they stand next to each other. When I get to that, I'll compare the two, but I don't have him open yet. He is next on the docket for me to record and film. But yes, this is the Destroyer. You also get two hands. This is a more open hand. I assume you could do some nice, like, Thor's hair is kind of in the way, but you could, like, grab somebody by the throat, pick him up. Maybe if he had, like, a Spider-Man, you could grab his waist or body or something to hold him up in the air. And then this is just a regular grabby hand. A nice hand for grabbing something. I don't know what. Maybe he's holding on to this. I don't know if Destroyer would technically be worthy. I don't see any reason why not, you know. He could be worthy if he tried hard enough. Obviously, okay, that's just not gonna work, but theoretically, if you wanted to, you could shove that hammer in there. It would probably look a little odd and out of place, but there you go. As far as articulation goes, the head can go back to a... Not at all. Obviously, the hair's in the way. But it can go forward to... a little bit forward. That's good enough, right? Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. It will rotate all the way around. Of course, this cape is in the way. You could just pop it off if you wanted to. Rotate all the way around. Let's just pretend it did that. It can. The hair is in the way. The cape is in the way. Everything about this figure is designed to not move the head at all. The arm can come up to about right there. That's pretty good, I'd say. Rotates all the way around. Of course, the cape will get in the way. Rotate all the way around. There we go. Double jointed arms, not pinless. These elbows are disgusting. If you can see them, there they go. Look at... Pretty nasty. It can go up to about right there. Fine. Not great, I guess. I don't know. It looks weird. This whole setup, the whole arm looks a little wonk, if you ask me. The wrist can go... Let's see. This one... Is this up and down? Yes. This one can go up and down. Of course, I did that in the opposite direction. And it will rotate all the way around if you hold the arm still. Like so. And then this one will go in and out. This is much more of a like a gooey type of plastic. It doesn't want to, like, you can see everything's kind of bendy and squishy. It's not as stiff as more modern figures. It's much more like, and I don't like that. Need better plastic, I'd say. Ab crunch can go wonk, and the cape wonk, about right there, I'd say. Not incredible, but not bad either. It can go forward to about right there, which is also not very good. It can go side to side, though. Left and right. Bonka bonka. Rotates at the crotch piece. No rotation here at the upper torso, upper diaphragm cut, or whatever you would call it. Legs can go, make him go about that far. That's a pretty nice 90-degree cut, I'd say. Which means the legs can go up to about that high. Actually, honestly, they could probably go all the way around. Yep. If you want it to, it can go. That's pretty high, I'd say. If I don't pull it out, it can go up to about right there. He can do the splits, though. Classic Thor move, doing the splits. Oh, gosh. That was supposed to be a joke, but I just remembered he did that in Love and Thunder when he stopped those things. And, yeah, it was a scene, for sure. Double jointed knees can go up to about right there. Not kicking his own ass quite, but it's pretty high, I'd say. Cut at the boot can go all the way around. Wow. You can kind of see into the boot. It's a little hollow. Hollow at your boy. Interesting choice there. Yep, it can go all the way around. I don't love it. I don't love that the cut's not up higher, but of course these are bigger boots, so whatever. And they hide it well. They put the cut at one of the edges, one of the whatever these are called. So, you know, it's hidden fairly well, I guess. The ankle can go down like so. It can go up like so. And swivel all the way around like so. And that is it for Thor. Now we can move on to Destroyer. Put him over there. Don't fall, please. Oh. Okay. Destroyer, on the other hand, the articulation can go back. Not at all. Forward, maybe a little bit. Rotates all the way around like so. Wiggle, 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 like so. Arms can come up to about right there is probably the max, which is pretty good. It can rotate all the way around like so. This will move with the arm so it doesn't get hindered in any way. That's lovely to see. Swivel at the bicep goes all the way around. Single jointed elbows can only go up to about right there. That's fine, I suppose. Wrist can go in, wrist can go out, wrist can go all the way around like so. Pretty standard stuff there. Ab crunch looks like, let's move these arms out of the way, looks like it can go back like so, forward like so. That's actually better than the Thor, which is surprising. It can go wiggle, 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 like that. So if you want him to, he can. Looking pretty good there. Legs can come up to about right there, which means, of course, he can bend pretty good. I'd say this is beating the Thor, which is surprising as far as articulation goes. Nothing down here for a cut, which is odd, because you could hide it fairly well. But nope, nothing there. He can do the splits like so. About that high. Not a perfect split, but honestly on par with the Thor. Cut here at the thigh can go all the way around. You didn't even see that there, huh? Yeah, that was a surprise for you. I don't know why I say the words that I say. Yeah, that was pretty well hidden. I don't know if you could tell there was a cut there, but yes, there is. It can go all the way around. Double jointed pinless knees. Tight as can be. It can go to about right there, which is fine, I suppose. I'll live with it, I guess. Ankle can go down like so. Ankle can go up like so, and rotates all the way around like so. And that is Destroyer. This guy is mean as hell. I appreciate this figure alone. This is the one I wanted out of the 2-pack, and he absolutely delivered. The Thor is about what I expected compared to the other 2 Thors. Same issues as the previous Thors, which is a bummer. I think after, how long has it been? Like 4 years since that first Thor released. You could upgrade that figure, that body in any way, and that would be better. But no, it's just the same issues, same problems with the previous 2 Thors. But I digress. It's still a decent figure. If you need a Thor, I'd say you'd be happy with this Thor. If you have the previous 2 Thors, you don't need them. If you want Destroyer, I'd say this figure alone is worth the 2-pack. Even if you have the other 2 Thors, other 3 Thors, other Thors in general, I'd say you'd be happy with this, because this figure alone is absolutely wonderful, and this figure is just pretty okay. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of these 2 down in the comments below. Leave a like, leave a comment, leave a subscribe. All the things YouTubers ask you to do, just do it for me as well, and I will be back with another video, hopefully very, very soon. Bye.